Welcome back to the podcast. Today we're talking about one of my favorite topics that I truly believe that we all in some point of our lives struggle with just a little bit, and that is discipline versus motivation and why you're waiting for the wrong thing. I get it. Motivation is something that gives us like this deep inner pull to like, fuck yes, I can't wait. But it's a goddamn lie. And if you're relying on it, then you've already lost. So let's talk about how to build the thing that lasts is discipline. Discipline, people are like, you're either disciplined or you're not. And I don't believe that. I think anybody can be taught or change a habit or anything themselves. They just have to want it bad enough. And is it hard? Yes. But being undisciplined is just as hard. Living life on defense mode is just as hard. Living life from a reactive place is just as hard. So the more disciplined you become in something, the better off you will be. 100%, right? Like I don't ever disagree with that. Being disciplined, over motivation is the best thing that you can do for yourself. Discipline to me is an act of self-love. Self-love and self-care and all these selves are being thrown around all the time. I truly believe one of the basic fundamentals to self-love is discipline. It's not ice baths. It's not face masks. It's not red light therapy. It's not whatever. It's how disciplined are you? How disciplined can you show up every single day when there is no light at the end of that fucking tunnel to get what you want? To be the person who gets what she wants, to be the person who gets the life that co-creates the life that she wants. I had a very weird relationship with discipline after I stopped competing. And that was in like 2020 or something. And it's because it was so extreme all the time that I ended up being resentful. It sounds stupid, but resentful towards discipline. Even though I loved how I was in those states, my most disciplined self was so successful because she was so disciplined. If you look at somebody who competes or any athlete, any entrepreneur, the thing that they are is disciplined over a long period of time without seeing results. Case in point, like just done. They're willing to hold their breath as long as possible, and I say long as possible, to get where you want to be. Fantastic. I changed how I viewed discipline by viewing it the same way I view life. And this is not everybody's take on life, and it doesn't have to be, but this is my view, and this is how I win. I see life as a game that I play, a game that I'm in control of, and the game that I win. And I win the game when I become my most successful self and I get the things that I want out of the game. Stay with me. Stay with me, because when I tell some people this theory, they're like, okay, actually, like, that sounds real competitive. And it is, because I am. And I tried so long and so hard to be like, don't be so competitive. Like, you don't need to make everything into a competition. No, the only person that I'm competing with is myself. And if you feel threatened by that, now you're competing with me, not the other way around. I like to be competitive with myself, because the way that I get better at something is being like, you can do better, be better. Do better, do more, run faster, run higher, hike further, like whatever it is, make more money, do more, push more, is because I know it's in there. So I view it as a game. Okay, cool. You made this level. Great. There's a new one. How are you going to get that? How are you going to win that game? How are you going to push further? And that's through discipline. That was the key to unlocking my next level of the game. Go figure, right? Imagine that. Imagine that the thing to be at, because let me restart that. I never thought that I could have it all, that it was not possible. Like I could not have it all. That was not even in my thought process. But I realized in order to win the game, my game, which is life that I play, is having it all. It's having this successful business and the successful relationship and the successful friendships and the successful community and whatever it is, it's based around that. So in order for me to win, I have to consistently show up in all areas, which means I have to be disciplined in showing up in those areas. When I do something, I lock in and go hard because I want to be the best at it for myself, whatever that looks like. And how that looks for you is different, and that's okay. So I changed my relationship to discipline. So change my relationship to discipline. So now it's a game. So every day I get to wake up and I'm like, okay, how do I win the game today in order to win the game tomorrow, in order to win the week and the month and the year, to bring me closer to the things that I want to win at? Disciplined. So I wake up and I'm like, okay, it's the same thing. It's the same monotonous thing, right? And for a longest time, I was like, this is fucking boring. Like, what? But as soon as I changed relationship to it, it's like, oh no, like every day is exciting because every day's a game. And because every day's a game, I get to win the game at the end of the day. And I win that by being disciplined. And as soon as I did that, and I know it sounds crazy, and on some level it sounds childish, and that's okay. I'm like so excited talking about this, and you can see it in my face. And I hope that you're watching this, because when I changed that, I was like, oh, I get to show up in like my most playful, fun version, because to me, playing games is fun. Now, let me be very clear that these games are not games that the game is with myself. That's it. A one player game. It's a one player game where I can create the life that I want in order to win. So it's never about taking or hurting or manipulating or anything else like that. It's about, how do I win my game? How do I show up in the best version, the best disciplined version, in order to win the day? And when I changed that, I didn't need motivation anymore. Like it just became this fun thing that I get to win at life every day. My mouth is like me smiling right now. I hope people are watching this, because how much I'm smiling in this as I'm talking about it, like it's weirdly passionate, and it weirdly worked for me. So if you're in a place and you're like, I don't like the things that I'm doing, but I need to do them, turn it into a game. Because younger version actually loved games, right? Brought us so much joy. So how can I bring that same childlike nature into my day-to-day routine? I turned my life into a game. Very strange. It's very strange, but trust me when I say it worked for me. So if you're having a strange relationship with discipline, if you're like, I just can't do it. I just can't. Like, I go for a week and I sabotage myself. I go for a month and then I sabotage myself. I go for whatever time frame and I sabotage myself. You need to change your relationship to something. Maybe it's bad habits. Maybe you need a solid identity shift. Maybe you just need to have a better relationship with discipline. Maybe you have resistance to discipline because you think it means restriction, or maybe you think it means restriction. I did for a while, until I found the thing that worked for me. And if you can find the thing that works for you and implement it every day into your life, I was going to say game over, but it's not. It's like game on. Right? I got so excited talking about that topic, and I'm so grateful that I got to. So let's jump into 3 things. And actually, before I jump into this, I really want to say this. I hope as you're listening to my podcast, and if I am talking about myself or trying to give advice, it's always from a lived experience for the things that worked for me. Because as you're listening to this, I don't want you to ever feel like the advice that I'm giving is just advice that I've never implemented, or I've never struggled with something, or I've never been in a place where I couldn't relate to you. I have been to many places, many, many places, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I hope by listening to this, I'm able to shed light on it in a way that I haven't yet done for people, or create impact for somebody that I've not yet thought's capable. And if you're listening to this and that's the place that you're in, I hope this does something for you. I hope it gives you a different view on life, or how you can make your way out or change it, or be the co-creator of your life in a way that works for you. Not that a way that works for me or somebody else. Or Mel Robbins is a fantastic human, and I love listening to her podcast. And I listen to Mel's things and I take away inspiration and insight, knowing that how I implement it has to work in my life, and how I view things, and how I want to move forward with my life. So as you're listening, and I do talk about myself, it's not from a place of look at me. It's from a place of, this is what I went through. How can I help you do the same? And maybe if that's me explaining or sharing where I'm been and come from, then hopefully it can do the same for you. So let's jump into the 3 actionable steps in how we can change, or how you can try and change showing up in the next day, or right now. We always do things in the right moment, not 5 minutes later, not 10 minutes later. We do it right now. So I want you to ask yourself, what is my current morning routine that sets the tone for my day? Am I letting my day control me, or do I control the day? And the reason why this is so important is, if we're coming from a place of reaction, the day's already got us, not the other way around. So my day starts the night before. Am I setting up for the next day with intention and already know what I'm doing because it's discipline and it's created from the night before? Or am I getting up being like, oh my God, what do I need to do today? And coming from a reaction place, which just creates stress and chaos for yourself. If it's the latter, you're coming from a reactionary place, let's start creating a morning routine that sets the tone for your day. Don't look at that goddamn phone when you get up. When I owned my gym, I was starting work at 3:00. I started looking at my phone at 2:00. I was going to bed at 8:39. And let me tell you, it was not the healthiest thing. So I started not looking at my phone until 5, which is when I started work. I got up at 2:30 so I could train before work. And it was honestly the best thing that I did for myself. I started putting myself first in the morning, and then I could pour into other people. Maybe your morning doesn't allow you to do that. You're a night shift worker, or night shift workers are hard. So it's about implementing a routine that works for you to give yourself the best set for the day. Number 2 is you set deadlines for everything. Without them, you'll procrastinate. Someone once said to me that without a deadline, it's never going to get done. And I was like, say less. Was the day that I implemented deadlines for everything. And it was like a hard deadline. It was like, you will do this by this day. So if it's not done, then you're going to look like a fool, or it's going to be half done, or it looks terrible. So everything, like when I competed, was a hard deadline. You have to be ready on stage by this day. So that's a hard deadline. When I want to do a race, it's, this is the race on this day, so you have to be ready. I want to publish my book, so it needs to be ready by this date for me to send to publishers to get going. I want to make X dollars by this day. I need to save dollars for my wedding, for my anniversary, for whatever it is. You need to do it now and set the deadlines and work backwards in order to get yourself moving forward on track to the intentional thing that you are setting. And then number 3 is make discipline part of your identity, not just a flowing maybe thing, like a temporary effort, let's call it. It's not a temporary effort. So what does that look like? What does discipline in your life look like every day? It's not temporary. Now it's a set thing. Now it's the thing that governs your life. So if discipline is governing your life, how does it look? How do you show up? How is the person who embodies discipline so deep in their core? What does it look like? How does she show up? How does she move? And whatever answer that is, you implement it immediately. Shorten the gap as quickly as possible, as fast as possible. You might slip, and that's okay. Everybody slips. But you get back on that horse straight away. I get so passionate about talking about things when I'm solo and I didn't realize. So this energy needs to be brought to the studio because I love her. Love this version that shows up when I'm at home. If you need to make a game out of your life, like I did, then make a game. It's okay. It doesn't have to be people think of games and it's like this negative thing because somebody has to win and somebody has to lose. No. Everybody wins in my game. Everybody. Every person who comes into my orbit, into my aura, into my vicinity, we all win. Because in my game, everybody wins. There's no winning and losing. We all win, period. Because I fundamentally believe that we're all here to win at life. We're all here to level up. We're all here to push ourselves and elevate ourselves and tap into the abundant life that is within us, right? We just have to realize that. Took me a while to get that, but boy, when I got there, I was like, never going back, right? So when you can come from that place, it is one of the best feelings in the world. This is coming from somebody who at one point in her life was okay if she did not wake up, like just completely okay with it. Actually, many times in my life, I don't want to cry. I was okay with the fact if I didn't wake up, which is terrible. And I hope if you are in that place, something has to shift, and the only person who can shift it is you. And I shifted it by looking at my life as a game that I got to win. And I get to win it by showing up every day. I can't win the game if I'm not here. I lose the game. That's how I won. Just in that moment. I won because I realized if I wasn't here, I don't get to win the game. And maybe it's my ego, maybe whatever, was like, can't have that. Like, can't have that. We want to win the game. And maybe it was my ego, and maybe it did a great thing for me, and that's okay. So now I love every moment of my life because of how I view it. So if you need to view your life a different way, that doesn't make sense to other people, that makes other people go, that's strange, okay, because it's your life. Your life looks how you want it to look, how you want it to feel, and what you want from it. And I promise you, it will be one of the greatest things that you ever do for yourself. Like, I truly believe that. So recap on your 3 things. I need you to create a morning and a night routine that sets the tone for your day. And I just added in night routine then because we want to start the night before. So how you end your day, I believe, is how you start your day. Get into that habit. Set deadlines for everything, whatever it is. Don't care. Everything. Even your phone usage. Set a deadline. My phone is off at 8 p.m. I do not touch it until the next day at whatever. And then make self-discipline part of your identity, not just a temporary fix for a problem. I saw this a lot in the fitness industry, and I know I'm bringing back up the topic, but it would be like, I want to lose weight. So 8 weeks. I'm going to lose 8-week cycles. And it's not actually fixing the problem. You just became a person who does diet fixes instead of embodying the identity of somebody who shows up consistently and keeps the weight off. Motivation is a lie, and you don't need it. What you need is a system that works for you. Systems can look different to everybody, which is why mine is a game. Build it, use it, and then win. Thank you so much for joining me on today's episode. I truly hope that you take something positive away from it, that I was able to help you on any way possible. If I wasn't, hopefully I get to in the next one. As always, thank you so much. I'm your host, Ashley.